was 25 years old. I had just gotten a job at a pharmaceutical company, and I had gotten engaged the previous September. Jared and I really had planned to be married on July 19th of 2020. We had no clue that the pandemic was coming. We're starting to realize this wedding's probably not gonna happen. We found the house that we're in now. We were closing at the end of May, and we wanted to move in, so we decided to move our wedding from July to June 14th of 2020. One day, my husband actually found a lump in my left breast. When I got the ultrasound, the radiologist told me you need to go get a biopsy because there is something there.
I was sure that it would be a benign breast mass that we find commonly in 25-year-olds, but it came back as a cancer.
I went to the doctors on June 12th, 2 days before my wedding. She came in and told me, your test came back from the biopsy and there were cancer cells. And I just sat there in shock, and she told me, we're gonna get through this. Everything is gonna be okay. And then I actually called my fiance's mom, crying, saying, I have cancer, I need you to come to the hospital.
I was just so upset and worried about her. She asked me to come down and be with her at Dr. Montez's office. So I said, I will be right there. And I just quickly got dressed and I called Jared and told him.
My mom and I went to Dr. Montez's office to see what's happening, and we were trying to just listen in and see what the next steps are and just trying to be there to support her.
Kristina had HER2-positive breast cancer. These breast cancers are known to be a little bit more aggressive, and certainly in a young patient, we'd want to be aggressive back.
The thought was to actually start her off with chemotherapy first, and also what we call immunotherapy, or targeted therapy for this HER2 that she has. Fortunately, when we did her workup, she didn't have any disease that had spread anywhere. It was all very localized, so we know we would do well with it.
I had actually gone and gotten a second opinion in the city at a larger hospital. They just didn't have that one-on-one community aspect, and so it just wasn't a good fit for me.
Hunterdon Medical Center, they have a lot of outreach into separate doctors' offices and different medical centers around the county, but overall they are the central place for providing this medical services for everybody.
At Hunterdon, I just felt like it was a family and that everyone cared so much about everyone and they wanted to get to know you.
Kristina being one of my youngest patients, I had to find different ways of connecting with her and making sure that she felt supported. So I made sure to give her my personal cell phone number, my email. I was able to connect her with other women that I knew had gone through similar journeys with breast cancer at a young age, so that she didn't feel alone, like she wasn't the only 25-year-old in the world who had a breast cancer diagnosis.
We really try to concentrate on the personal part of being a patient here.
When the time came that my treatments were over, I actually chose to do a bilateral mastectomy just because I didn't want the risk of it potentially coming back in the future.
Telling Kristina she was cancer-free was certainly one of the greatest highlights in my career. Kristina was somebody who went through this journey with amazing strength, and a lot of the time not showing much emotion. I think she wasn't really letting it in. She was just doing what she needed to do, just a warrior that showed up to what she had to do every day. And when I was able to give her that news, it was almost like she was able to just release what was probably pent up a little bit in her.
The day that I found out that I was cancer-free was my 26th birthday. And it was amazing. It was shocking. I was crying. I was so happy. And honestly, it's like the best birthday ever.
We celebrated, and it was just a wonderful day to know that she was able to beat this and to move on with her life.
I actually got to move my wedding to this year, March 14th of 2021, and I sent both her and Dr. Shaw invites, and I was so happy they agreed to come.
To be there that day and watch her walk in with her dress and her hair and her makeup and just looking like an absolute movie star was just, that's why I do this.
To see her walk down that aisle with her wedding dress, so beautiful and confident, it was just a wonderful day.
We got on the dance floor and Dr. Montez was pulling all the guests on the dance floor and she was just dancing and having a great time.
My husband and I actually even went to her wedding and had a really good time. I think we had a great relationship.
Dr. Montez and Shaw definitely tried to pull me out on the dance floor a lot. It was nice having them with us.
What makes treating breast cancer at Hunterdon unique is that I'm able to make connections with my patients in a way that I wouldn't be able to do at a larger center where I would be seeing 50, 60 patients a day.
It's not just about the treatment that you're getting, whether it's the surgery, the chemotherapy, radiation, and so on. It's really about the support you get as you're going through that process.
I would like to say to everyone that's been part of my journey, your presence and your help has been amazing to me. It's really gotten me through this whole process. So thank you very much.